Hi, and welcome to another edition of One Side SA, where I've just come back from the Champions League final and 4 days in Madrid and a few days in the UK. Wonderful to get back, Budge, and experience that you cannot miss. You know, I've supported Spurs since '63, and it was worth every single moment, you know. Getting out there, meeting Clint Schofield and his son Chad, one coming from Hong Kong, one coming, Mark Aboud, obviously a Liverpool fan, Charlie Pigram from Spurs. But I saw Marlon Aronson, the owner, hadn't seen him for years in America. I saw the bookmaker, what's his name, Ricky Sin, he was there. So I got to see a lot of people and a lot of international stars.
Good.
Yeah, funny enough, Jan went to go get a cup of tea and she phoned me, said, I'm in a hotel. I went there were crowds outside. I thought, what's going on? She said, just come in. She came and got us and walked us in. It was where all the players were. So not the ones in the final, the guys.
The ex-Real Madrid guys.
Yeah, well, everybody. And that's where the Figos and the Van Bommels and the Jersey Dudek. We had a couple of beers there. The who's
Ronaldo,
who. Yeah. We came outside, there were 200 photographers. We walked like we had a place there. Yeah, but it was one of the finest cities I've been to.
Okay.
Beautifully run. Everywhere you went, people worry about the crowds fighting. Liverpool and Spurs mingled beautifully. They drank together in bars. Yeah. Liverpool completely outnumbered us until the game where we each had a half, it was more balanced. But there were 50,000 Liverpool guys without tickets.
Shame, yeah.
They came from all over the world.
Yeah.
Stadium just couldn't, they get us too much, the other half goes to...
well, half for the fans and half for the sponsors.
And
it's totally
like
wrong,
yeah. And I saw a lot of Liverpool jerseys managed to get into sponsors.
Yeah.
So... It wasn't a great game, but I was so pleased I was there. You know, I think there's 3 weeks off because the other leagues.
Yeah, we spoke about it last week.
Did
Paul.
you? Yeah.
You just said 3 weeks. You know, if you're an athlete and you don't do anything for 3 weeks, no, go and walk. The next day you saw.
Yeah.
And you don't really want to do much in training in case you get injured.
Yeah, that's right. Liverpool wanted to have a game, and they called it off. You just cannot. Have
no, just too much at stake, Paul.
But it was amazing. What surprised me was how these Liverpool guys can drink and sing for 10 hours on end.
Well, they do it. Most of them are unemployed, Paul.
Yeah, no,
so,
they are.
But still,
they haven't got
great
tickets
supporters.
For the games. They are great supporters. And as I said, there wasn't one, and every race, creed, colour, there, Liverpool, going back to dog-leash jerseys, right through all the different makes. I saw all the Spurs different tops from Hewlett-Packard, Holston, Autonomy, Thompsons. Everybody comes out in the shirts. And... but what got me is I met Clint Schofield and his son there, and they were by the end of the day they were on tables. They don't stop. They sing, and they've got Liverpool have got about 10 songs.
Yeah,
they're amazing. Spurs have got their songs, but they've got 3-4.
Yeah,
and no, it was just as I saw no heavy-handed police.
Well, that's the key, Paul. That's the last thing you need.
They let you in stages, and there's no problems. You go to your seat. You can't go in this gate to go to that side. You got to go to your gate and. The stadium's fantastic.
Okay, it's a new stadium. Was it Wanda Metropolitano? It's Atletico Stadium.
Yeah, Atletico. The other thing was the walk from the station was a long walk.
They said it's outside of Madrid.
Yes, but it's close.
Yeah.
Everything's close from the airport, everything. It's just a clean, well-run, beautiful city. Architecture and history and, you want to go anywhere, go to Madrid. I'll give it
a question on that. Why did Mora get picked? What was the talk after the game?
Well, you hear different stories. Yeah. Now, international top players have written in their contract, Budge, that if they fit, they play. Harry Kane's got that in his contract.
Oh, okay.
So, but now
that never came out.
The people don't put that out there, So they think Pochettino's stuck with Harry. Are you fit?
Yeah,
fit? Now, that might not be true. That could be, as Trump says, fake news. Yeah. But that's what came out. We knew before the game, came starting, it's in his contract. When they sign new contract, these agents tie these clubs up. The big agents, imagine he would be kind of be international quality striker. Yeah. But imagine the Ronaldos, the Messi, what they got in their contracts. They said, I'm already, they don't have to start.
Yeah.
And I think in hindsight, it was a glaring mistake.
It should have been him and 10 others the way he
got Mura had to play.
And
Kane come on.
It was either Kane or Ali, but I wouldn't have played
Ali struggled. Eriksen's heavily looks like he's going to move. Him and Trippier definitely probably Wanyama going to move. That was all the talk. Okay. But I did like the way they ran everything on the field. There's a big clock. It says warm-up time. 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Once your warm-up time's off, you've got to get off the field.
That's right.
Because the presentations, the songs, the band, and very, very well run, very well organised. And
Just
I
a
went
bad
to bed,
result.
yeah, bad result. But I went
It
to bed
happens,
hearing those songs. I reckon the morning I hear those songs, they
Contagious,
sing.
aren't they?
Yeah, but even our songs, there's some great songs.
Yeah.
When you're on the Spurs side,
Yeah.
they got great songs about some of their great players, about Kane, about the
Gaza,
boy.
anything about
No,
him?
nothing about Gaza. The boy in the midfield, what's his name? The Frenchman.
Yeah.
They sing
Ginola?
sorry?
Was there anything about Ginola?
No,
Must
no,
have been,
on
what
the
about,
field. On the
Van
field.
der Graaf?
No,
was it,
playing, what's his name? Masoku.
oh, that's right.
Sissoko. Musa Sissoko.
They
Jeez,
wanted
they
him
sing.
away 2 years ago. Now
Every
he's a
time
hero.
the other team, when he got there, he played well. He ran, he runs
has a
his
go,
heart
he's
out.
good,
Took out the ball. Liverpool guys shut a shoot. They said when Sissoko scores a goal, they're going to have around the whole of Tottenham an open bus display around for him next goal. He doesn't score goals.
No, he doesn't score many.
Doesn't score any. But it was wonderful, and if your team ever gets there, go. You know, that's the
It
big
won't
thing.
be for a while. Yeah.
But your team's been there, and the Liverpool guys have been there.
Yeah.
But Arsenal, I suppose, Chelsea, they've seen it now. Spurs, you know, you got to try and get to that game. It's just amazing. But we've got Stevie on the line.
Yep.
Stevie, you with us?
Oh,
Steve, you there?
I'm here. Good morning.
Morning. I just want to ask you about the Nation League semi-finals. I actually missed last night's game, but Budge watched it.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting game. I mean, obviously we had a bit of VAR controversy, which I think we're going to obviously have to get used to next season in the Premier League, and that changed the game really because one minute the referee's just given a penalty to Portugal, and all of a sudden he's called back by VAR, and they give a penalty to Switzerland for an incident that happened 30 seconds or so earlier. So instead of being potentially 2-0 to Portugal, it ended up being 1-1. And after that, I thought Switzerland were the better team. Played very well, missed a few chances until Ronaldo sort of did what he does best, which is score two fantastic goals. Just to remind everybody that at well over 30 plus, he's still a class act.
Yeah, his 53rd hat trick. Can you believe it? Just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I agree.
I mean,
Switzerland were by far the better team. That everyone's talking about signings. Those two Portuguese players that they say are worth big money. Is it Fernandes and the youngster? I don't know where they get those figures from, Steve.
Well, I think it's interesting. I mean, they were talking about this sort of João Felix, the young 19-year-old at Benfica, going for 100 million plus, and he didn't look like a 100 million pound plus footballer last night, and a lot of pressure on him. I mean, he's not done it on the international stage. He's had one good season for Benfica in a league where really the top two or three teams beat everybody. So I think there's a lot of hype there, and I think if any of the big teams would have paid more than 100 million for him, I think they've been conned a little bit because he can't be worth that at this stage in his career. So,
Steve, the only way he could be worth that is if they pay it off over 10 years. Pay 10 million, because he's not even close to that. There's a lot. I thought the Swiss boy up front, is it Seferovic or whatever his name is? He looks a good player.
Yeah, no, they're. I mean, if you look at their team, you don't see many what you call stars.
Yeah.
But they got a relatively settled team. They play well as a team. Shaqiri had a good game. In the second half, he was sort of driving forward and a little bit more quality. They could have pinched a second goal. It could have been a different game. But as you say, in the end, Ronaldo scored. I mean, they were two exquisite goals. I mean, he just really. And when you look at Portugal, they've got some big players. I mean, you had probably I think they said the man of the match is Bernardo Silva.
Yeah,
well, he's been doing that all season for City. So I think whoever gets through, whether it's England or Holland, it would be a tough game against Portugal.
Yeah. Talking England and Holland, how do you see it?
Well, it's at this moment in time, Gareth Southgate is being very tight-lipped about his team. There's a possibility that none of the Tottenham or Liverpool players will start. It's hard to make a case for Harry Kane after the fact that he really doesn't look match fit. But and it's possible he won't. But Southgate isn't prepared to name his team until much later in the day. Holland, on the other hand, really Van Dijk probably will definitely play. He didn't look like he broke sweat, apart from the fact it was hot on Saturday night. So if Kane plays, I think Van Dijk will be quite happy about that.
Yeah, I think if somebody will play from the final, be Henderson. Henderson's a key cog in that England midfield.
Kane's a captain.
He missed training yesterday, but evidently he was training separately, because again, I mean, Henderson, I think, only joined the party on Tuesday.
Okay.
I think the Liverpool players flew out on Tuesday, so
No,
it's hard. I mean, obviously they're obviously on a high. They've been celebrating. The adrenaline was up. I think, I mean, I'd love to see Henderson in the team. I think, but I think he may end up starting with, apart from Henderson, he'll probably start without the Tottenham players and see what happens.
You think Declan Rice will start central midfield?
He may do. I mean, I think he may do. He's obviously fit and fresh and been training. I'm just not sure that the Tottenham boys have got enough in the tank after, being sort of drained. Really, it was very hot and humid on Saturday. So, but we'll see. Look, he can bring them on. It's interesting. It's been quite low key here. There's been so much going on. Obviously, with the Champions League, we've got the cricket. We've even got the Women's World Cup that's getting a lot of press. The European Nations League has really got very little press up until the last couple of days. It's almost, it's seen here as a very low key tournament, even though it's an opportunity for England to win some silverware.
So you think
who's going to win?
Yeah, I was going to say, you fancy England?
Holland, you're not quite sure what you're going to get. I mean, Holland, I've been very impressed with Holland when I saw them in their group games against Germany and France. I thought they played really well. And, Ronald Koeman seems to have been getting the best out of players like Ryan Babel, whose international career was over. And he showed at Fulham that he's still capable. So it will be interesting. You've got the young Ajax boys going to be in the team. So I think it's going to be a good game. Obviously, you want England to get through. I don't think it'll be a classic, but I think England-Portugal could be a very good final. Although I was just saying to Paolo, England have got a shocking record against Portugal.
Yeah,
they haven't beaten them they've not beaten them in a cup competition since the semi-final in '66.
Wow.
They've lost several times. They've lost several times to them in the World Cup and European Championships, but not beaten them. So, but that's, these hoodoos are always meant to be broken, aren't they? So.
Yeah, and also the finals in Lisbon, isn't it? So that won't help either.
What time's the game here tonight?
8:45 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the tournament's in. I mean, a lot. It just so happens. Obviously, it's in Portugal, and Portugal have qualified. So. So obviously they've got home advantage, and and I think they will start as favourites whoever they play.
Yeah. Steve, you mentioned.
Go on, Butch. Go on.
Paul, you mentioned VAR. I see next year they're going to show it in all the stadiums bar two.
Well, no, there will be. Yeah, so there'll be VAR at obviously at every Premier League game, but. They've also now agreed, which I think is good, they're going to show all the stadiums that have big screens, they will be showing the VAR decision. So then I think they feel then the fans will get sort of slightly more involved in it.
Yes,
because I think part of the criticism has been the fans could be they're waiting 2, 3, 4 minutes. They have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So this way, a bit like the cricket, when they're obviously show what's going on the big screen. Once the decision's made, then I think the fans will probably sort of buy into it a bit more. But look, I think it's the future, and everyone will have to get used to it. So. I think matches will go beyond then a 90 minutes plus injury time, because I think there's going to be a VAR decision probably in every game almost.
Yeah, that's true. No, they've got to have it in. What Liverpool and Man United haven't got?
Yeah, the only two stadiums, Liverpool, Man United, with that big screens.
Yeah, so what they'll do is they've said that where they don't have a big screen, there'll be PA announcements as to what's going on. So the idea is that they would be telling the fans that what's going on. But it's been tried, trialed. We've seen it, and
it works.
It works if you get the right result. That's the important thing. The danger is that a lot of referees might sort of decide not to make decisions because they think, well, it's going to get picked up on VAR. So that remains to be seen how that's going to work.
Yeah, I just wonder how long the actual extra minutes. I think some of them will take a lot longer. Yeah,
but they're making a decision now. You make a decision. I read in a report.
Well, last night's took 5 minutes.
I didn't see last night, as I say, but they're quick. The penalty for Liverpool was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be teething problems, but I think they'll just get better at it, and well, I think that's something that they got to do. And people, it will become an integral part of the game, and people will get used to it. So
we want the right result. We want the right. I know it boils down to Steve. I know it boils down a lot to interpretation. Did these chairs? But you want decisions offside. He's offside. He's not offside. Stevie Wonder can tell you that. You must have these. Every decision must be right. to the best of the ability. And if a guy's getting it wrong, get somebody else to adjudicate. But it's a very good system. Imagine they took it out of cricket now, Steve. Imagine they took it out of cricket.
Absolutely. I mean, cricket has been transformed. And the only thing, it's interesting because obviously there's no appeal process, whereas here, obviously in cricket, the team can appeal against it. They get, 2 in a test match per innings and 1 in a one day. Now, whether or not you have the same in football, where they can appeal against a decision, they'll bring something like that in, and they're allowed to do it once or something like that. Who knows? But we'll see. Like, it's going to be. There's going to be controversy. There's bound to be, but I think it to a certain extent it makes for the excitement of it because while fans of one side are waiting, if all of a sudden they're given a penalty or a goal, or another decision that leads to a goal, then I guess for one half of the ground they will be excited by it.
Yeah. Steve, there's only one problem: the difference between cricket and soccer. The third umpire makes a decision at cricket. They don't ask the other 2 umpires to have another look. And last night, the referee ran off and had a look at the screen. There should be somebody in the booth, penalty, and get on with the game.
Yes, correct.
That's what they got to do.
Correct.
But I doubt they will do that.
They're going to budge.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
one man call.
One man has to make the decision. He's going to be the trusted person. He says to the referee, "I've looked at it. It's a penalty. That's the end of it." And
move on.
And that may well come. If it was. But we'll see. It's obviously something to look forward to or not, as they say.
Yeah. Steve, what about one last thing I wanted to ask you about now? There's a story going around that Surrey's going to Juventus. Now, would you look back on his year in Salison, 3rd in the Premier League, and he won the Europa League?
Yeah, absolutely. I said that last week to Budge. Yeah. I think at the beginning of the season, with the sort of upheavals they had, I think that that was, bearing in mind how strong Liverpool and Man City are, I think that's as good as they could have got. So even though his style of football wasn't overly popular, I think he was fortunate that he had Eden Hazard playing at his best. But apart from that, I think ultimately they've done as well as they can. So if he does go, and I think he does want to go, he can go with his head held high. Because there was talk, and we were speculating many weeks earlier in this year that he would go. Before the season ended, but as it happened, he stayed, and I think to a certain extent they finished 3rd because Tottenham and Arsenal and United all fell over themselves to not get in the top 4. So, but they just sort of stuck at it and got the results when it counted. And I think Chelsea fans, like it or not, I think that was as good as they could have possibly hoped for.
Is a Hazard deal going to go through this week, Steve?
100 million.
I think it will go. Yeah, I think it's going to go through fairly soon. I think that they're just sort of haggling on the price a bit. I don't think there's any question as to whether he is or isn't going to go. I think unless something dramatic happens, he will go, and then obviously that frees up. That makes, I guess, Real know that they've got their one main player in the bag, and it depends who else they're looking for. Chelsea then will know what they have to do, whether they can replace or not from outside, bearing in mind they've got the ban. They've got obviously Christian Pulisic coming in, and I guess they would look then to keep the sort of younger players that they've been otherwise sending out on loan.
Yeah, Steve was listening when I was in Madrid to 30,000 people singing, "Stand up if you hate Chelsea." Stand up. And everyone stands up. Everybody stands up.
Only 20,000.
Yeah, well, this wasn't at the ground. This was in those squares. Just people everywhere. People who weren't even affiliate. There were people in Ajax shirts. They must have thought they were home.
Must have been free drink or something.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. All right, Stevie, thanks very, very much. And we'll catch up soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoy
and
your cruise,
Steve. 2 weeks, so I'll talk to you in 3 weeks' time.
Perfect.
Right, Steve.
Thanks, Stevie.
All the best.
Thanks. All the best.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Right, Budge, Euro qualifiers.
Yep, starts Friday, Paul. Friday, Saturday, and there's a second fixture Monday, Tuesday. So I've just limited it to some of the teams are like 1 to 20 and all that.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to put
those.
Okay,
so
it's
we've
only
got
the games
that
interest us. Yeah, starts on the Friday.
Okay,
now, Austria
give
were
me your thinking.
One of the boom teams going into Euro 2016.
Yes,
and they were terrible. Yeah, the boy up front from West Ham, he's their main player. I like Slovenia to get a result here, Paul. I think there'll be goals in it. I know they haven't won in the last 8 qualifiers, but they tend to score. Austria are a funny team. I think this game will hopefully be on Friday, so I want to watch
So
that.
you don't like the 7-10
I wouldn't be
Austria at home?
taking Austria 7-10, Paul.
All
Yeah,
right.
likewise, the Czech Republic, they've lost quite a few players over the years. Czech and all the guys have left.
Yes.
Bulgaria have only lost one of the last 8. If I was having a bet there, Paul, I'd take 28-10 the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Denmark, Ireland, the key is going to be if Eriksson is fit, because Denmark haven't lost since the World Cup. They got knocked out by Croatia on penalties. They're a good team, Denmark. If Eriksson plays, I think they'll win. Yeah. That's the key, is you're going to have to obviously wait.
He must play, man.
He should play,
But what about
well, Norway are going...
Where's Lafferty?
No, he's with Northern Ireland. He's left. But they've got Mick McCarthy back in charge. A lot of lesser players. I don't like them. I like Denmark.
I like Denmark as well. 6-10.
Now, Norway have had a bit of a resurgence lately. I think they've won 5 of the last 6 at home. Now, Romania were on in that Nations League. They have a go. Away from home, they've been poor.
But they've only lost one in the qualifiers.
But away from home, Paul, they haven't really got the results they should have. But
they need a Hadji.
They need a Hadji to come back. So it would be Norway for me there. Now, the last game... Ukraine, Serbia. Serbia have come right. They've got Tadic up front from Ajax. They've got Mitrovic. They've got that Milinkovic, Savic. I like Serbia, but the Ukraine, Shevchenko's taken over. I think they've won 5 of the last 6 at home. The Chelsea centre forward, he's taken over. So, Paul, that should be a humdinger. Goals for me in that particular game. I've had to side outside with Serbia. On to Saturday now, Croatia, Modric, Rakitic, they've had long seasons.
Yeah.
Wales, Bale and them are all fresh. If there is going to be an upset, that would be the one. Croatia...
Will Ramsey play?
Well, they should all be playing. Ryan Giggs is in charge. He's called them all up. But I think there'll be goals in that game, Paul.
They're 5-1 Wales, eh?
5-1
Croatia were World Cup finalists.
Well, they got beaten in the final, but there's Modric and Rakitic. They've had long seasons, Paul. So that's the only thing. They're limited players. But they're big players. So if ever there's a result, that's the one for me. Okay. Now, Iceland, remember they beat England in the Euros?
Yes.
They've gone backwards. They've lost 5 of the last 6 qualifiers. Albania, one of those funny teams. I think there'll be goals in this game. I wouldn't be taking 6-10.
No, neither would I.
In current form. Now, Armenia are playing Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein are terrible. Armenia, that's the guy that was at Man United. He's gone to Arsenal. They've got the famous
the one who
song.
didn't go out there.
Yeah, the Mkhitaryan. They should be too good at home for Liechtenstein.
1-5, eh?
1-5. You can't take that price, but they should be too good. Azerbaijan, Hungary.
Who's Azerbaijan?
Azerbaijan. That's where they played the Europa League final the other day. In Baku.
Yeah.
I like Azerbaijan are the 2 teams. Hungary away from home haven't had the best records lately. I think there'll be goals in that, Paul.
Yeah.
But if I had to side with a team, I'd go Azerbaijan.
Okay, but...
Now, Estonia, Northern Ireland, they played in the previous round. Northern Ireland beat them 2-0. Your man, I think, scored Lafferty. Yeah. They've got to get a result here. It won't be easy in Estonia because they're in the same group as Germany and Holland. And it's only the top teams go through to the Euros. I wouldn't be taking 9-10, Paul, but obviously the betting suggests they are the favourites.
Okay.
The last page, Finland, Bosnia. Now, Timi Puku, the guy that was a top scorer in the championship with Norwich, he plays for Finland. Bosnia are one of those sleeper teams. They've got Zeko up front, Pjanic from Juventus. I think there's goals in here as well. If I had to side with a team, I'd be taking a 15-10 Bosnia, but that's going to be an open game with plenty of goals.
Yeah.
Now, Moldova, Andorra.
Moldova,
5-10. If ever the on form looks a certainty, it's this one. Andorra, lost 54 away qualifiers, drawn 2, lost 52.
Take the 5-10.
5-10 Moldova.
Double, I get half your money back in seconds.
They should be too good. Now, I like Italy, Paul. I watched them play in the Nations League. They drew 0-0 with Portugal. They murdered them. Mancini, remember the guy that was at Man City? He's taken over. He's got them playing well. I know it's a tough game in Greece.
Was he ever the boss there before?
Not of Italy. He's only taken over since after the World Cup. Okay. So I fancy Italy, Paul. 9-10 is in our bets. Yeah. Scotland, you just never know. But at Hampden Park, they won 5 out of the last 6. They should be too good for Cyprus. 5-10. I looked at 15-10 to win by more than 1 goal. I didn't put in the bet, but that was I put Scotland in our bets. And Turkey, France. I watched France beat Bolivia the other night. It was on. They look like they got the sharpness. That's the best I've seen Pogba play in a long time. Looks like he's playing with his mates.
Is he staying at United? What's the latest?
You just don't know. I think the club he wants to go to is Real Madrid. But if they're going to buy, they've spent 250 million already.
Yeah.
So I doubt he's going to go.
A lot of money, eh?
A lot of money.
They got government backed.
Yeah.
Right, tell me about the MLS.
Well, the MLS, Paul, New York City, unbeaten in 7. Cincinnati have played 6 games away from home, lost all 6. It was even money, New York City, which is part of the Man City group, to win by more than 1 goal. Toronto, Sporting Kansas City, both bad teams. Toronto, we went from the other day, they got beat at home. 27-10 the draw looks the player, Paul, but Sporting Kansas City for me in the draw in that particular game. I like San Jose. They've come back. They've won their last 4 games at home, and they should be too good for a Dallas team who've lost 4 the last 5 away. 9-10 is my play of the weekend. Now, Philadelphia, Paul, we went for them. They got beat 3-1 at home by Portland, and I watched it. They were on YouTube. They were terrible defensively. The Red Bulls, they've won 4 of their last 5. I can't believe they've got that betting. You know, New York Red Bulls in the draw for me. They're in Colorado. They've won 3 of the last 4 at home against Adrian Heath's Minnesota. We went for them when they won 1-0. The guy crossed the ball straight in off the far post. They got totally outplayed. And Colorado 11-10, Paul. I fancy them.
Okay, so that's that.
That's the...
Okay, so now let's have a look at your 6s, your 10s and that.
Paul.
Okay, give us
Yeah,
your...
I've gone 3 field. Now, the Women's World Cup starts this weekend. So,
how exciting.
well, there's some fair teams, Paul. And I remember Blaine Hamilton telling me something a couple of years ago. He said, if ever you want good things, have a look at the women's football. Because the good teams win 10-2. There's no close games.
Well, they signed up that girl who streaked in Madrid. She went right through the Spurs defence.
No wonder they were all ball watching. Well, I couldn't be ball watching.
They were all watching her.
But I've gone 3 fields, 3 bankers. You know, I've gone for the field in the Croatia-Wales game.
Yes.
I've banked the German women's team to beat China. They're one of the fancy teams, Germany. I've gone the field with Iceland and Albania. Likewise, Azerbaijan and Hungary. Spain are the dark horses to win this Women's World Cup. They should be too good.
What are the South African team called?
No, they got beat...
we got
Banyana? Yeah.
Banyana, right?
That's our women's team. They're under pressure to beat Spain, and Norway beat Nigeria 7-2. Norway beat South Africa 7-2 the other day. So they should be too good for a Nigerian team who are on a par with South Africa. So that's the way I've gone. 3 bankers, 3 fields, 162.
Okay, your next sheet, Budge?
Yeah, the second is the international Euros. I've gone the field with the Estonia-Northern Ireland game. Likewise, the Finland-Bosnia-Herzegovina game. I've banked Moldova to beat Andorra. I've sided with the Germans to beat Belarus. I've gone Italy win and draw at Greece, and France win and draw at Turkey, looking for the upsets.
Right, give us your 10, Budge.
Up the 10, the first page, I've banked Armenia to beat Liechtenstein. I've gone the field with Azerbaijan, Hungary, Estonia, Northern Ireland, and Finland, Bosnia. I've banked Moldova to beat Andorra. The second page, I've banked Germany to beat Belarus, Italy to beat Greece, Scotland to beat Cyprus. I've gone the field in the Sligo St. Patrick's game.
Sligo, your beauty.
Sligo, the Bitter Reds, is out the row. And I've gone for France to beat Turkey, 162.
How did they throw a Sligo game in?
Oh, I don't know, Paul.
Right, the 13.
On to the 13.
Big payouts, eh?
Yeah, carryover. There's a carryover into this week as well. I've banked France to beat Turkey. I've banked Italy to beat Greece. I've gone the field with the Finland-Bosnia game. I've banked Germany to beat Belarus. I've gone Azerbaijan win and draw at home against Hungary. I've gone with Carl Lafferty win and draw at Estonia.
Well done, Pudge.
I've banked Scotland to beat Cyprus. The second page, I've gone Mjalbi to win and draw at Broma Pochkana.
Are they back?
Yep, they're back. Now, this is the Superette in the league below the main league. I've gone RK Fresh win and draw at Vasteris. I've gone Leginskiel win and draw against Landskrona. I've gone Gefle win and draw at home against Sollentuna. And I've banked Karlslunds to beat Linköping and Norway women to beat Nigeria, 326.
All right, Budge, let's have a look now. Okay,
it's limited with what we could do. Yeah. Okay. I've gone Scotland to beat Cyprus. Okay. I've gone Germany to score in both halves against Belarus. And I've gone over 2.5 goals in the Azerbaijan-Hungary and Finland-Bosnia-Herzegovina game, 3,200 to 200.
Okay,
both teams to score. Teams, I've gone Austria-Slovenia. I've gone Azerbaijan-Hungary. I've gone Croatia-Wales. And Finland, Bosnia, Herzegovina, 4,200. Now, I was limited with other bets, so I've taken the plum teams and gone a little bit extra with the goals. So I've gone over 3.5 goals in the Belarus-Germany game.
Okay.
I've gone over 4.5 goals in Sweden, Malta.
Jeez.
And Faroe Islands, Spain.
Okay.
3,200 to 200.
Okay.
Onto the MLS, I've gone San Jose to beat Dallas. I've gone Colorado to beat Minnesota. I've gone Sporting Kansas to win or draw at Toronto. And I've gone the New York Red Bulls to get a positive result in Philadelphia, 2,500 to 200.
The Brazilian
Onto
quartet.
the Brazilian quartet, yeah, I've gone Goiás to beat Chapecoense. I've gone Grêmio to beat Fortaleza and Palmeiras to beat Atlético Paranaense by more than one goal. And I've gone both teams to score in the Rio Derby, the Flu-Flam Derby.
Flu-Flam?
Yeah, Fluminense, Flamengo, 3,000 to 200. They're playing at the Maracanã. There'll be about 100,000 watching it.
Okay.
And the Six on Xer, I've gone France to beat Turkey.
Yeah.
I've gone Germany to beat Belarus.
Italy.
I've gone Italy to beat Greece. Moldova to beat Andorra. I've gone Colorado to beat Minnesota. And San Jose to beat Dallas.
Okie dokie, Budge, you're rolling strongly with your best bets and your value bet. Your best bet is in America.
I've got America, Paul. Yeah, San Jose, they won their last 4 against a Dallas team that are struggling away from home. 9.5 to 10, Paul. Yeah, hopefully we get evens by the end of the weekend, but that's my play for the weekend.
And my value bet?
The value bet is Sao Paulo, and most of the record with these teams away from them isn't the greatest. Now they're playing Ava, who's second bottom. They got promoted last year. They've only scored 4 goals in 7 games. They're struggling, and it's 16, 17 to 10, Paul. Sao Paulo's my play.
That'll do me. So, Budge, we'll know tonight how England do.
Yeah, should be a cracker.
Should be a cracker. So there's some very good games coming up, and then the weekend will be interesting.
Yeah.
And on we go, and we'll get prepared for our new season. Just talking about the new season in the UK, I think it's about the first week in August as the Community Shield.
10th, yeah.
The league
starts at 10th, Community Shield's a week before, yeah. Liverpool, Man City.
Yeah, just to end off, Budge, when we were over there, Mike Abood did a few clips for us with his phone. 2 of them are after the game, them singing, and one is just to show you the crowds. And on that video, we've got Glyn and Chad Schofield, myself.
Sober.
We were all lovely. You just eat and drink, and Glyn and Chad were in great form.
Yeah.
They're big Liverpool supporters. The phone out there. I think you can see people sitting down. Myself, Charlie and Jan, like that, because we got completely outsung, but it was fantastic.
Yeah, great experience.
We got VAR. But we'll end out the show with that. Watch these are some fantastic clips, courtesy of Mike Abood, the Egyptian cross-dressing jockey. He's got all that video for us. And if you're a Liverpool supporter especially, you'll love this footage. Until next time, stay on side.